Fate bound, a love neither of us chose. The clouds rumbled and lightning flashed in angry streaks across the sky, illuminating the Falomo Bridge. There I stood, heart racing, across from Debbie, who was teetering on the edge, a gun to her head. "I'm of no use to anyone. Let me just end it," she sobbed. How did we get here? To understand that, you need to know who we are and where it all began. 24 years ago, the screams of two women echoed down the halls of Boretti Hospital, both in labor, both best friends. Within hours, two babies were born. Matthew, me, and Deborah, my best friend. We were raised side by side, same school, same church, same playgrounds, even the same after-school lessons. We played the same sports. We were inseparable. And no one forced it. It all came naturally. But everything began to shift when we turned 16. Our mothers started planting strange seeds. My mom handed me pamphlets for restaurants themed Young Love, urging me to take Debbie out on dates. Her mom did the same, encouraging her to bring me flowers or check me out. At first, we laughed it off, some odd adult joke that would soon pass. But it didn't. The pressure intensified, and slowly, the closeness we once had turned awkward. We started avoiding each other. Two teenagers, of course, we were weirded out by the constant pairing. Our friendship, once effortless, was now tense. Our mothers weren't pleased. "Why don't you spend time with Debbie anymore?" my mom kept asking. It got so bad that it even caused issues between her and my dad. Something felt off. This wasn't just wishful matchmaking. It was obsession. One day, I had to ask, "Mom, why are you so obsessed with me and Debbie being together? You've ruined our friendship. Is there something we need to know?" But she wouldn't answer. "You two must find a way to work it out," was all she said. Frustrated, I stopped asking. By the time I turned 20, she was still on the same old tune. Then she got sick. And it was serious, life-threatening. The doctors weren't optimistic. One night, from her hospital bed, she called me over. "Make good with Debbie. Please," she whispered, coughing. Even on her deathbed, this was her priority. I was stunned. "Why, Mom? Why do you keep asking me this even now?" She took a deep breath. "After years of barrenness, your aunt and I, Debbie's mother, we were desperate. We went to an Osen shrine and begged Yamoja for children." I blinked in disbelief. "Yamoja? You? The same woman who never misses church? Come on, Mom." The condition was simple. When granted children, they must end up together. Your intertwined spirits, your destinies are bound. One cannot truly thrive without the other. I stared at her in silence. "When you're better, we'll talk," I said. But we never got the chance. She passed soon after. A few months later, Debbie's mother died too. At the time, we chalked it up to coincidence. They did everything together, even to death. Life moved on, or so we thought. The next 4 years were hell. I couldn't keep a job. Every business I tried failed. My proposals got rejected. My father tried shipping goods to help me start something. They sank in the Atlantic. Nothing worked. I was barely surviving on his support. Then one stormy night, as lightning cut across the Lagos sky, I took a walk across Falomo Bridge, lost in thought. And there she was, Debbie, a gun to her head, about to end it all. I sprinted toward her, yanked her off the edge, and wrestled the weapon away. "What the hell are you doing?" I yelled. "I'm of no use to anyone," she said, breaking down. The very thing I had been thinking, but seeing her like that jolted me back to life. I took her home. We talked. Her story was worse than mine, far worse. Her father had died. She'd been kidnapped twice. Her shops had burned down twice. She was indebted to a mafia boss who used her as a plaything. 4 years of constant torment. As she poured out her pain, my mother's words from her deathbed echoed in my mind. You are intertwined spirits. You cannot exist without each other. Could it be? I shared everything with her and with my father. At first, they were skeptical. But when we laid out the last 4 years of our lives, there was no denying it. Desperation became belief. That night, we took Debbie in. My father paid off her debt. We started a small joint business using a loan he secured for us. For the first time in years, things worked. Our proposals were accepted. The business grew. Life had direction again. Over time, our friendship rekindled genuinely. Then slowly but surely, it grew into something more. Eventually, we got married. Since then, life has been stable as long as we stay in tune with one another. But every now and then I still wonder, was this fate? A curse? A blessing? Or just the world's strangest coincidence? The good stuff. Abuja, Nigeria, the city of big names, politicians, construction billionaires, Forex kids. Anyone who wasn't flexing in Lagos was flexing here. That meant high burn rates, champagne bills the size of government budgets, politics money sprayed like rain, and weekend rhythms that never slept. At the center of it all was Hassan, only son of a heavyweight politician and frontman CEO of the family's group of companies. Hassan worked hard and partied harder. If Hassan hadn't stepped into your club wasn't relevant. His father didn't complain. Why would he? They were cut from the same wild cloth. Everything Hassan does, his father had done in the past. However, something strange took over the city. Abuja started losing people, one a week, always from the clubs. No ransom calls, no bodies, just gone. At first, coincidence. By week 5, panic. Police reports stacked up with nothing to connect them, no rideshare logs, no card activity, no witnesses who remembered anything useful. Hassan's parents begged him, pause this nightlife for now. Their warning hit him like breeze on brick. He laughed it off. Nothing fidu me, he says. The Inspector General was made to assign a small police protection unit to shadow him. Not that Hassan made it easy. He shook security often, slipped between VIP entrances, rooftops, and private lifts. One humid Friday, Jackie Rooftop Lounge pulsed over the Abuja skyline. Neon smoke, shisha mist, Amapiano bass rolling like thunder. Hassan arrived late and electric. When he showed up, the party shifted into its second phase. Bottles cracked. Tables screamed his name. Phones flashed. By 1 a.m., Hassan hit a snag. He'd burned through his personal stash. No powder, no pills. His main plug wasn't picking up. Backup dealers were across town or offline. Abuja nightlife without a powdered support? Unthinkable. That's when he appeared. A tall, dark man in an all-black suit. No wristband, no sweat. No glow from the lights touching his face in a way Hassan could memorize. You look like a man who needs help, the stranger said. Hassan squinted. And how would you know what I need? You're the king of the night, the man replied, smooth. Alcohol won't carry you to sunrise. I have better options. Step outside with me. Hassan hesitated. His security detail was 2 tables away, laughing with waitstaff. The music dropped. A cheer ripped across the room. In that distraction, Hassan shrugged, slid off his seat, and followed the stranger toward the exit and into the service corridor leading to the car park. That was the last time anyone saw him. When Hassan's police escort finally noticed he was gone, they assumed he'd ducked into a private suite. By dawn, his phone was dark. By noon, the search was official. Jackie Lounge shut down for investigation. Guests were questioned. No one remembered Hassan leaving. Some swore he was still dancing when they left. Others didn't remember him being there at all. The surveillance footage showed him clear as day, laughing, then turning toward a tall figure in black. They spoke. They walked. Then, as they reached the corridor camera, the stranger's face blurred to midnight black. No features, no outline, just a void. The next camera in the stairwell, static. After that, nothing, as if the recording had been wiped clean from inside the system. Hassan never turned up. Neither did the other missing revelers tied to the Abuja Club circuit that season. It's been 5 years. His father still funds private searches. Prayer houses still call vigils. Rumors say some nights at certain rooftop parties, a man in a black suit stands just outside the light, waiting for whoever runs out of what they came to feel. If he offers you the good stuff, will you follow? Carry your burden. He stole a wallet to get home. Now he is cursed. Bode graduated from university in 2021. Since then, life in the labor market had been nothing short of brutal. Rejection after rejection, he survived on menial jobs, cleaning offices, hawking recharge cards, doing anything to contribute at home. For 4 years, his parents remained his backbone. But Bode was tired, not of trying, but of failing. He prayed, applied to every job he could find, and even reached out to old course mates. Some ignored him. Others promised to help. Then finally, a breakthrough. One course mate came through with a job interview at an oil company on Victoria Island. It felt like the beginning of something new. He prepared obsessively, studying possible questions, brushing up his confidence, ironing his only good shirt 3 times. The interview came and he nailed it. The panel loved him. "You can resume on Monday," they said. Finally, he was ready to become a man. But then came the twist. On his way home, he realized he'd lost his transport fare. Stranded at Adeola Odeku, he begged passers-by for help. "Dem no get money, but dem go come out house," someone scoffed as they walked past. Bode couldn't bear the shame of calling home for money, not after all the celebration. So he walked from Odeku to Bonnet Camp. No luck. No favor, no help. Tired, desperate, and with nausea building from the lagoon scent, he made a decision. God will understand, he told himself. He watched the crowd at the bus stop, eyes scanning for an easy target. Then he saw it, a black wallet sticking out from a man's pocket. Slowly, carefully, he picked it. The man turned, looked him dead in the eye, and smiled. Then he crossed the road and vanished behind a fleet of cars. Bode froze. Who smiles after losing their wallet? Inside the wallet, cash, enough to get home. But also a strange white card with just one word, Eru, luggage. He ignored it and went home. That night was joyful. "Mummy, I've been told to resume on Monday," he beamed. They celebrated. His father even brought out a dusty bottle of wine. "My son is finally becoming a man," he said proudly, but that joy was short-lived. On Sunday evening, Bode got an email. "We regret to inform you that your appointment has been overturned." "What? Ah, Jesus, why?" he stammered, staring blankly at the screen. Before he could process it, a neighbor burst in. Bode, snake don bite mama, dem don rush em go hospital." He raced to the hospital, only to be told the emergency ward was full. "Please," he begged, "even if it's the floor, don't let her die." As he pleaded, his phone rang. It was his father, but the voice on the line wasn't his. "Hello, is this Bode?" Yes, please put my father on." "I'm calling from a crash site. Your father's been in an accident. He's unresponsive." "Yeah, Mogby," he cried out. By midnight, both his parents were gone. The hospital responded too late to save his mother. His father died on the road, blood-soaked and silent. Bode lost everything: his job, his parents, his will to live. He tried to end it all. He hanged himself. The rope snapped. He laid on the railway. He got pulled out. He jumped into the lagoon, rescued again. He stabbed himself 10 times. Yet a neighbor found him just in time. This time, there were beds available. He was cursed to suffer, but not to die. Months went by. Then one afternoon, he found the wallet again. The card still inside. "Eru," it read. He turned it over. "Kube eru e tabiko file fun enito maba e kube." Carry your burden or leave it for someone else to carry. Just then, a friend visited. They chatted casually. The friend, laughing, snatched the card from his hands and dropped it on the table. Later that evening, the card was gone. He checked the table, the wallet, empty. Then Bode's phone rang. "Hello, this is from Imagine Oil Company. Your employment has been reconsidered. Please resume on Monday." His mouth went dry. A chill crept up his spine. He had been freed. But what will be the fate of his friend? You can cheat fate, but you must pay the price. What would you do if you got a minor pregnant and your life was about to be ruined? Modern-day Nigeria can be defined in one word: hardship. Many who once lived comfortably now find themselves battling hunger, stripped of dignity by an unforgiving economy. Bayo was one of them. Once a proud carpenter, able to provide for his wife and 2 children, he now struggled to put food on the table. His earnings barely covered a day's meal, let alone health care. When illness struck, he could only afford herbal remedies from the roadside agbo seller. For minor ailments like malaria, the concoctions worked. But Bayo's life took a turn when his wife fell critically ill and agbo failed. Desperate, he rushed her to the hospital. The treatment was working, but the bills weren't. They piled up fast. The doctors threatened to bring the healing to a halt. Faced with the risk of losing his wife, Bayo turned to his friend Tolu, who proposed a spiritual solution. They saw a spiritualist. At the Babalawo's shrine, they were given a potion. "Drink this at midnight, and the heavens will open. You'll be wealthy beyond imagination," the priest said. "But once a month, you must take the purity of a young maiden, only once, never more. You are to never marry her. Disobedience of this single rule will invite incurable madness." Tolu didn't hesitate. He was a playboy, it sounded like a party. Bayo, on the other hand, was tormented, a faithful husband, now told to cheat monthly to save his wife. Back home, the hospital called. We're discharging your wife tomorrow. Your payment is overdue. That was the final straw for Bio. It's better I cheat than watch her die, he told himself. If this works, I'll take her to a real hospital, not these trial and error quacks. At midnight, Bio drank the potion. At 6 a.m., as the alarm rung, so did his phone ring. Is this Mr. Bayo? Yes. Who is this? We were referred to you for our corporate furniture needs. 50 million naira. Can you deliver? Bayo blinked. Did you say 50 million? Yes. We'll mobilize 50% up front. If you can start today. Where do we meet? He asked, barely able to believe his ears. That day, Bio touched millions. The contracts never stopped. 25 million, 100 million, even government gigs. From an anonymous carpenter to Nigeria's most in-demand furniture maker, he flew his wife to India. Her illness was treated in weeks. He enrolled his children in elite private schools. They lived like royalty. And the toll? Tolu handled that. Every month, they found virgins, paid them well, and did the deed. This is for my family, Bio told himself each time, burying the guilt beneath luxury. Month after month, the cycle continued until December. They paid the toll, toasted to the new year. Then on January 1st, Bio got a message. Can we see? It was last month's girl. Number, our arrangement is over. Do not contact me again. He replied. Minutes later, another text. I'm pregnant. My parents know. Aborted. Jesus, are you a child? He replied in anger. Actually, yes, I'm 16. And abortion is forbidden in my family. Panic gripped him. Then came another message. My mom and I are coming to your house to discuss wedding plans. Anyone who impregnates a girl in our community must marry her or risk death. He knew she was bluffing about the death. In fury, Bio called her. Are you mad? Did you forget I'm married? What wedding are you talking about? You were paid. Go raise your child or delete it. I don't care. Don't text me again. Then her mother picked the phone. Shameless man, now you remember you're married? You defiled a minor. Better prepared to take her in or the world will know what you are. Let's see how long you'll stay out of jail, you useless rapist. She hung up the phone. Bio sat in silence. If he married her, he'd lose his mind, just as the priest warned. If he didn't, he'd lose his family and be branded a pedophile. Prison awaited. He had everything he ever wanted, but at what cost? Bio drank the potion, paid the toll, and became a millionaire overnight. But it was short-lived. His dream life spiraled into a nightmare. Break the rule and go mad, or refuse and go to prison. What would you do?
It started with a charger, ended with an obituary. In between, Dippo gave his heart to someone who didn't exist. Every morning in Lagos is the same, chaotic. Office workers rushing, traders bargaining, traffic at war with itself, but Dippo never cared much for all that. As a remote graphics designer, he spent his days working from his friend's coffee shop near home, sipping espresso and ticking off his client deliverables. Thursday mornings were part of his ritual. Wake up, work out, then head to the cafe. But that Thursday was different. Midway through work, Dippo realized he'd left his laptop charger at home. His battery was nearly dead. Walking home would take too long. Then, like magic, a stranger appeared. A woman, tall, warm smile. "Need this?" she said, holding up a charger that fit perfectly. He didn't ask how she knew. He was just grateful. They talked. She was funny, smart, beautiful. Her name was Veronica. They exchanged contacts. From that moment, Veronica became a part of his routine. Daily texts, nightly video calls, weekend visits that turned passionate. She was everything. He told his friends, his siblings, even his parents. "She's perfect," he said. "You'll meet her soon." But every planned introduction fell through. Her dog was sick. Her mom needed help. Church meeting, rain, excuse after excuse. Still, he didn't mind. She loved him. He could feel it. She was practically living with him every weekend, cooking, cuddling, loving. Until the day of the big introduction, he invited his family over. Veronica promised to come. Everyone waited and waited. She never showed up. Her phone line was dead, just dead. He tried again. Still nothing. Confused and hurt, Dippo wandered to the local market the next morning and froze. There, on a notice board, was an obituary. A woman who looked exactly like Veronica, same eyes, same smile. She had died 2 months ago, on a Thursday, the very Thursday they met. In disbelief, he tried her number again. This time, someone answered. "Hello? I want to speak to Veronica." A pause. "This is her mother. Who is this?" "Her boyfriend," Dippo said, trembling. Another pause. "I'm sorry you weren't told. Veronica passed away 2 months ago. Who did you say you are? She didn't save this number." Click. Dippo stared at his phone. He opened his photo gallery. Have you ever moved into a haunted house? Well, Venerable B and his children have, and this is their story. This is a true life story. Venerable B, a long-serving minister in the Anglican Church of Nigeria, had spent most of his ministry posted to rural areas in Osun and Ekiti states. Unlike urban priests in Lagos, his ministry often involved spiritual warfare. He was used to it, and so was his family. One particular year, the church posted him to a remote village in Osun State, a place where the gospel had never been preached. As usual, he moved into the mission house with his family. At first, everything seemed normal. Services held, the children attended school, life went on. Until it didn't. His first son, Shegun, had just completed his WAAC exams and stayed home alone while waiting for his results. On his first day alone in the house, something strange happened. Shegun was watching TV in the living room when, creak, his bedroom door swung open. Footsteps echoed down the hall. Then voices. "Biodun, get back here," a man yelled. Laughter followed. "Daddy, ele mumi." "Daddy, you can't catch me." Shegun froze. Who was running? Who was speaking? Still processing, another voice called out from behind him. "Eka-san Oga, good afternoon, boss." He sprang from the couch, drenched in sweat. Without looking back, he bolted out of the house and stayed outside until his family returned that evening. "Shegun, why are you sitting outside?" his father asked. "I just wanted some fresh air, sir," Shegun replied nervously. His father paused, looked at him, but said nothing. That night, the house was quiet, but Segun couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching. Shadows lingered at every corner of the house. The air felt heavy. The next afternoon, around noon, the voices returned, this time whispers. "Who is this in our house?" a girl asked. "His name is Segun, the ones who just moved in," the man replied. "Can we play with him?" Segun stood still, heart racing. The voices were clear. Doors opened and closed. Objects shifted. Something was definitely wrong with the house. But how could he tell his father? For the next month, he waited outside every day, giving weak excuses. "I needed breeze. I got tired of TV. I missed you guys." His father knew better. One evening, he met Segun at the gate. This time, "Is it the breeze or the voices?" he asked. What voices, sir? Don't pretend. You've been avoiding the ghosts. You should know better than to lie to your father." Segun exhaled in relief. Someone else knew. That night, Venerable B woke the family for prayers. They prayed intensely from 10 p.m. till midnight. Doors banged, objects flew. He found himself inside their house, but he wasn't alone. A family of 4, a man, woman, son, and daughter stood before him. The boy stepped forward. Segun tried to run but couldn't move. The boy grabbed his hands, and the scene shifted. He saw the same family bound and pleading. "Please, let my family go, Eho. Tayin oni bahe," the father pleaded. But their captors ignored the pleas and slaughtered them in the very center of the house. Segun awoke, trembling. What felt like a few minutes had been 3 hours of non-stop prayers by Venbi. From that day on, the disturbances stopped. The voices vanished. The doors stayed shut. But the presence never fully left. At every shadowed corner, Segun could still feel them. The family, trapped in unrest. They lived in that house for another 3 years before being transferred. But even now, Segun says, that house never truly let go.
What would you do if you found out your partner was cheating on you on your wedding day? On the 4th of July, 1995, as the sky ripped apart in thunder and the clouds roared their approval, the halls of Isolo General Hospital's ward echoed with the cries of a newborn. After 10 years of waiting, the Emanuels finally had a child. The whispers could stop, the mocking side eyes, the quiet jabs. Imagine not having a child for 10 years. Were over. A son had arrived. The following Sunday, the boy was presented at their local church. He was named Le. Prayers were offered. Joy filled the sanctuary. But after the service, the parish priest pulled the couple aside. "I had a troubling vision about your son," he said. The couple looked at each other, confused. "What do you mean?" Mr. Emanuel asked. "He will be great, but there's darkness hanging around his future around the time he turns 30. You need to pray." Mr. Emanuel stiffened. "Thank you, he will be fine," he said sharply, dragging his wife and child away. That was the last time they returned to that church again. Over the years, Leye grew into a healthy, intelligent, and strikingly handsome boy. His parents gave him the best they could afford, top schools, trendy clothes, and the newest gadgets. And Lei, he didn't disappoint. He excelled in school, handled chores, even kept fit like his father wanted. By 16, he was the guy everyone noticed. Sharp features, quick wit, a presence that turned heads. The girls noticed, and so did he. By 20, Leye had been with nearly every girl in the area, not scared to have premarital sex. He was living the playboy life, effortlessly. But he was smart about it. No scandals, no strings, hit and move. In 2019, he graduated university at 24 and landed a job at a top firm with an impressive salary. That's where he met Christina. She wasn't like the others. Her brown eyes, short hair, curvy figure, and disarming smile completely disarmed him. She was bold, beautiful, and principled, and she said no to sex, repeatedly. No sex before marriage, she said again and again, through 6 long years. They argued about it, grew silent for days, but Christina stood firm. Leah, hooked beyond logic, decided to respect her wishes. He stayed committed. He was in love with her. Such minor issues won't ruin them, he said to himself. But he got what he needed elsewhere. In 2025, they planned their wedding. Everything was perfect. Venue booked, parents proud, guests excited. They knew each other too well for anything to go wrong, or so they thought. On the morning of the wedding, Christina received a WhatsApp message from an unsaved number. A video, a sex tape, lie, with a prostitute. Her heart sank. Her head spun. After everything, she considered calling it off, disappearing, anything but walking down that aisle. But she needed answers. She can't leave the last 6 years without a why. So she faked the smiles, wore the dress, said the vows. Later that night, as another thunderstorm raged, eerily like the one on the night of Leah's birth, she confronted him. "What is this, Leah?" she asked, holding the phone up. Tears poured down her face. After everything, after all these years. Leah opened his mouth to respond, but his phone buzzed. A new message, another sex tape. But this time, it was Christina, with their boss, the CEO of the firm where they both worked, the same woman who had preached no sex before marriage. His guilt evaporated into rage. "Wow, just wow," he shouted. "This is you waiting for wedding night?" Christina froze. Who filmed that? Why now? Who's behind this? She reached for the phone in panic. As Leah tried to resist, she shoved him back. He stumbled, lost balance, and struck the back of his head on the bed frame. Hard. "Leah!" she screamed. "Leah!" But he didn't respond. She stood still, frozen in place, a pool of blood beneath him. Leah was gone. He was exactly 30 years old. The whistle that wouldn't stop. For the longest time, the mission of the Lagos state government has been clear. Make Lagos the new London, the next megacity, the true center of excellence. To achieve this dream, administration after administration has demolished structures, replacing old communities with modern housing and commercial buildings. In the name of urban renewal, residents were forced out, sometimes legally, sometimes forcefully. At the heart of this transformation was Olowo Yaya, a wealthy car dealer with a flair for real estate. Yaya had a singular goal: build his legacy with concrete and steel. He bought up properties, both from willing sellers and those he allegedly coerced. Rumors whispered that he used voodoo to close stubborn deals. Once a house was sold, demolition followed immediately. No grace period, no mercy. His business was booming, and nothing seemed to stop him until he bought the house of the late Madam Whistles. Madam Whistles had been a beloved teacher in her lifetime, known for her constant, mysterious whistling. She died 30 years ago, and her children, finally ready to relocate, sold the ancestral home to Yaya. Before demolition, however, a local priest warned him, "Her body is buried on the land. If you must move her, you must offer sacrifice. Blood must touch the soil. The land must be appeased." Yaya scoffed. "Nonsense!" He ordered his boys to proceed. They tore down the house, unearthed Madam Whistles' body, yet strangely, her corpse was almost untouched by decay. Though they reburied her elsewhere, the consequences had already been set in motion. It started subtly, untraceable whistling sounds on sight. Then, the workers began having the same dream an old woman in white, sitting at the edge of her grave, whistling in the moonlight. Each dreamer would eventually lose their mind. Word spread fast. "No, go work for Yaya for that lando, unless you own craze." Work stopped. Projects stalled. Yaya's reputation and ambition were at risk. He consulted a powerful babalawo. "You were warned," the priest said. "The dead is angry. Only one solution remains: sell the land." But Yaya refused. "Sell? Never? That's prime property." He visited multiple spiritualists, each giving him the same answer: sell the land. Determined to fight back, he attempted the ritual he once ignored. He sacrificed a cow, hosted a massive feast on the cursed land, and invited the entire neighborhood. Just as the party reached its peak, it happened. A loud, deafening whistle pierced through the air, but only Yaya could hear it. "Ah, hey Joe, make it stop, make it stop!" he screamed, clutching his ears. The crowd was baffled. "Make what stop?" The whistling grew louder inside his head. His ears start to bleed. Yaya tore off his clothes. His behavior became erratic. He started running mad through the gathering. Nothing and no one could stop him. That night, Olowo Yaya lost his mind, and the land of Madam Whistles was left abandoned. To this day, locals say if you pass that land after dark, you can still hear her whistling.